In the NFL, there is a lot of pressure sometimes to get hiring done, whether it's a head coach or a GM or both, in this case for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I think at the end of the day, as an avid football watcher, specifically for the Minnesota Vikings, and obviously they just rounded up and hired a new GM today, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. I know I'm not even close to saying that name right, but it got me thinking today. I would much rather be in a position where I cover everything. I interview everybody and their mother for this job, because when you're in a state like my Vikings are, where we need a Super Bowl, like we need someone, it's like we need a Hail Mary pass from what's it called? Monsters vs. Aliens, when Sergeant gets up and says, we need a Hail Mary pass. We need monsters. This is it. For the Vikings. And the Raiders are kind of in a similar position, but not really. Like they've got a lot of talent here, so it shouldn't be hard kind of finding a good GM. But sometimes at the same time, finding a good GM is very hard to do. And, Mike Mayock, I got a lot of respect for him, but I think coming up with the Raiders, I think the biggest thing that you take away from this is they need to take their time. And as a Vikings fan, I personally wish the Vikings, obviously Ryan Poles would have waited around to get interviewed. But I think overall, I get the pressure to hire a GM and a coach right away. But for the Raiders specifically, with how much talent this team has on it, you need to find the right guy that will run it the right way. And I know there's going to be a lot of questions that need to be asked. I know there's going to be a lot of things up for consideration, the whole Derek Carr situation, and who you're going to draft. All that, there's a lot going on right now. I get it, and obviously with the with new coaching staffs coming in and out. But at the end of the day, I think there's nothing wrong with being able to look at what all the franchises did. Look what all of their interior personnel and look at where their specific path has been. Take a look at the Vikings' current GM. We're calling him Cam, K-A-M, because I'm not even going to try to say his full name. Because if you look at the way he started out, I think going through Princeton, Princeton, Stanford. He was on Wall Street a little bit of a trader, having that kind of a history. His history is so unique that I think it could work for the Vikings. And I think the Raiders need to look for kind of a similar situation, not necessarily a guy that was a trader, was more of an analytical kind of prospector, or a guy that looked at evaluating players that way. I think they need to find the guy that overall is creative and is willing to take shots. And I think that's kind of a tough thing if your first move as a GM coming in and taking shots. But they need to look for a guy that can take the most out of this team, not completely dismantle it. That means, yes, re-signing a guy like Derek Carr. That means keeping and re-signing some key pieces like we'll do later on moving forward. But right now, with this current organization and with the current position that they are in, it's all about being patient, making sure that they get on the same page and getting the right talent evaluators and GM to start with. I think that's the biggest key, because we've seen, as Vikings fans and as Raiders fans, I know, have seen that if you don't have the right leadership at the top of the organization, whether that's your GM or coach or whatever, and if there's not a cohesion there, bad things happen, specifically with the Vikings this last year. So what I'm taking away from this is there should be no panic from the Raiders organization. There should be no panic from Raiders fans. There should be optimism, because to me, with how many prospects or how many different people they're interviewing for this that the Raiders are doing, I think that's a good thing. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you need to look at all your options. Like we said at the beginning of the video, interview everyone and their mother. It doesn't matter. And their younger brother in the closet that's just hanging around doing nothing. Just interview everybody. I don't care. I think at the end of the day, there needs to be a wide net for the Raiders that needs to be cast. There needs to be a serious look for what's best for the organization, because there's just too much talent to rush into anything. Like, I think what was it, Cat Williams that said in one of his stand-up specials, can we just date a president for a while? Like, can we just date GMs and head coaches for a while? Just see how it goes. Take them out to dinner, interview everybody. Just interview as many as possible. and just obviously look at their body of work and all that. But I think it never hurts to get another voice and another experienced evaluator and or coach in the building, and I think that will serve the Raiders very well. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten, and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Check out our website at thesportsbriefpodcast.com. Also in the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, please remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And also, just, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below. But overall, let us know what you guys think about the Las Vegas Raiders' approach in taking their time in choosing their next general manager and head coach.